blessings from the Most High as we continue to recognize more and more deeply through this time that we are the light, we are the love. As it's been shown to us, we are now having to embody this truth more deeply, more fully than ever. And of course, there's so much information surrounding us, what's happening on the world right now, but it can be distracting us as much as it can be serving us. So here what we're doing is looking at not what is happening on the outside, but what is happening within us, and recognizing the power that we have to participate within our own lives in very practical ways to contribute towards creating a better world, not just for us, but for future generations to really thrive, which is part of why we are here. And we are also here, of course, to ascend. So these challenges that we go through that teach us so much, force us to really grow so deeply and to let go of so many old patterns so that we can really step into our truth more and more. We can see that life is, of course, supporting us on our soul journeys to ascend and arise here together as a family and also as individuals, of course. So here in a very practical way, we can see how as the world was brought to a close during what is known as these COVID times, we were forced to go deep inside to our caves and to live closely with those that we're in relation to, and a chance to really slow down and evaluate how we've been living and to feel and to know, the life that we've created for ourselves. And is it aligned or is it not? So it's been a really painful process for a lot of us if we were not aligned with our truth and with our hearts. And so this is like shaking us in a way that's creating almost a midlife crisis, a collective midlife crisis though. And so we all dealt with it in other ways, and some of us may have in fact gone further downhill in our wellness, and some of us may have been shaken so much that we just recognized we had to become masters during this time. And either way, it's supporting us to experience and to feel what's inside of us and what we've created. And now more than ever, as things are opening up more and more, it's important for us to recognize that we have the power to create the life that we want to create, so that we become empowered as creators, as co-creators here on earth, rather than remaining victims to our circumstances, which really continue the old patterns of feeling powerless and feeling hopeless that may have already existed. Now, hopefully we are awakening as we've been shaken so much to see and to know. Firstly, life on earth is something that we have co-created. We are here now in this time and place because we as a collective have created this way of life. And since we have created this way of life, we can also change this way of life because it is up to us. We have this power. And as individuals, the life that we've created, whether we've been conscious or not, we have in fact created the life that we are living. You have created the life that you are living. So therefore only you have the power to change that life in which you're living. And of course, it's a deep, deep process of deprogramming and reprogramming our ways of seeing ourselves and the world around us. And of course, it takes time to transition. But it starts with taking our power back and not falling further and further into this idea of being victims. And, there are many ways that we can fall further into victimization. And part of it is to continue to consume our minds with information regarding, world politics, for example, in ways that might make us feel like we have no power or no ability to make change because it's just the problems are too big and too far away, when really it starts within our own lives here on the ground and our willingness to change gradually more and more the little things that contribute to us living in a more positive, healthy way. So we have, more energy, more power, more ability to see things more clearly, to see things more optimistically, to be more positive with our mindset, and recognize that we do have the power to make steps forward. And there are things like the food that we're eating each and every day and how much that impacts us feeling empowered or powerless. So this is just one example. Living an active lifestyle each and every day, getting outside and doing something to get the energy moving and flowing for yourself, so you're not all stagnant and stuck in your energy field and in your body, is another great example of just a very practical thing that we essentially need to be doing more and more proactively in our lives to not only be healthy, but to have the power to create gradual change more and more. And as we're seeing now, the importance of not just creating our lives as individuals, but looking at the different aspects of life, like every single aspect of our life and our collective life and our culture, and the many changes that we're needing to make, not only to eat healthier, but to possibly grow our own food and become more sustainable, as we are needing to take our power back to really grow our own food in healthy ways and feed and nourish our own bodies and our families. Is another example. Birthing a child, bringing a child into this world in a natural, healthy way, knowing that their entire life is impacted by that first little stage of them coming into this world, is another great example of how we school our children and how we build our homes, for instance, what materials we use, and what we do each and every day with our time to support ourselves and the kids, the family, our community. And you can see how that just ripples out across the country and around the world. More and more as we come back to localize and focalize within our own lives and within inside ourselves, to come to recognize this power that we have and our ability to work together, because we are not in competition anymore, but we are in co-creation and in this mindset of unity rather than separation. So we have this power to evolve more and more, and I see it's happening all around the world. It's happening with many people that I meet, that the Great Awakening is happening because it's all coming to the surface, and we're in this stage of human evolution where we have literally ascended, like the energy of our planet is risen to this point where our consciousness is much higher and our awareness to see things is much, much stronger. And now it's like this fork in the road. Are we able and willing to go through it, to allow ourselves to not only see these things being honest, but allowing ourselves to have the strength to feel these things, to know how it feels in truth, with what is happening on the planet and what is happening in our own lives. And then to transform this energy and to allow it to ignite us, to suggest this is igniting our hearts and our souls to take action, to take steps, here now in this day and in each and every day more and more, so we can build momentum in our lives and collectively come to recognize we have the power as the people. And we don't even need to fight for what is true, because we know in our hearts what is true, and we only have to stand in peace and to recognize what is wrong and what is right, what is serving us, what is not. And if things aren't serving us, then we are simply ready and able to let them go more and more freely, not being attached to them, and not even feeling the need to attack another person because they are wrong or in the wrong or unaware of their actions and the impact their actions are having on others. So we can approach one another with compassion, with love and understanding, and we can come to see that we are family and learning and growing here together as individuals, and therefore able to co-create the next cycle more and more freely with love and compassion, and free of attachment, free of expectations, and just a simple commitment to service, to do our best as we're here to do, with love. Many blessings to you and to all. Let your light shine so brightly, and spread this love to those around you. Mwah.